Do you remember the Game Boy Advance video? The unique function and cartridges that were provided to Game Boy Advance owners back in the early 2000s, where you could watch TV shows and movies on the go? I know I do. This released back when I was a kid, and this was just mind-blowing to me at the time. The technology that was available on my handheld device, where I could watch full-blown movies, TV shows from all sorts of different series and franchises, including Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! This video here today is going to serve as a history and a bit of a retrospective for myself, both going over how this thing came to be, what exactly it is, and what my personal history is on it, and kind of what I think about it. So, let us dive into the world of the Game Boy Advance video. Released in North America back in May 2004 and originally unveiled back in late 2003, the Game Boy Advance video cartridge was originally created by a company known as Majesco. Majesco had one key aim with a partnership with Nintendo: to release full-blown movies and TV shows onto the Game Boy Advance that, within a single white cartridge that would be released, you could have all sorts of different movies and TV show episodes available at your thumbs. After coming up with this seemingly harebrained idea at the time, Majesco decided to team up with Nintendo in order to distribute these cartridges out around the world, and in doing so, they were able to acquire the rights to some very exclusive movies and TV shows at the time that were very popular, including both the Shrek movies, Shrek 1 and 2, Shark Tales of all movies, various Nickelodeon properties like the Rugrats, and even popular shows like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Had episodes distributed onto these white cartridges. Now granted, while a majority of these carts were developed by a company called DC Studios, Nintendo themselves actually handled the Pokemon side of things. The Pokemon episodes that came out from the anime back in the early 2000s, Nintendo exclusively held on to. So with all these different properties that they were able to acquire rights to, and with this new idea being shoved out the way, as you can imagine, the commercials heavily pushed this new feature for the Game Boy Advance outside of the games.
TV shows on the go, TV shows on the go. It's GBA Video, Game Boy Advance Video.
Now Game Boy Advance plays more than games. It's got TV shows too. With GBA Video, the shows are right in the cartridges. One video pack holds multiple episodes with full color and sound. So you can watch your favorite shows whenever you want, wherever you want.
Whoa, it's TV without the TV.
TV shows on the go, TV shows on the go.
Catch the start of something big, right in your hand.
It's GBA Video, Game Boy Advance Video.
Having a wide array of properties available to you to watch, ranging from Disney shows, Nickelodeon shows, and even popular anime like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! In addition to the commercials that you guys just saw being heavily promoting this new feature of the Game Boy Advance that was seemingly unheard of, the pricing for some of these things actually weren't too bad either, with a 45-minute episode of a TV show available on one of these cartridges costing around $10, and a full-blown 90-minute movie such as the two Shrek movies or even Shark Tale costing around $20. Really, the pricing wasn't too bad given what you were getting. You were getting a movie experience or a TV episode on your Game Boy Advance. That way you'd be able to watch something in addition to being able to play something. With all that being said, for a brief history of this thing, as well as kind of the pricing and marketing, this thing was heavily pushed out as a massive feature of the Game Boy Advance, which the Game Boy Advance video really isn't talked about that much today, and there might be a reason for that. In addition to being a more obscure piece of gaming history, the quality of these movies and the TV episodes were extremely subjective. While it was technologically impressive that these things were pushed out to a small Game Boy Advance cartridge, the quality of these things, well, given the fact that we're dealing with lesser technology and we're not dealing with a TV screen or a movie screen to be able to watch these other pieces of media, you kind of have to work with what you have. The quality is extremely downgraded from what you would expect to watch on a TV, but even based off the footage I'm going to show you guys here of what some of these things looked like, it was extremely impressive that they were able to cram a full-blown anime or a movie onto a Game Boy Advance cartridge.
Face it, donkey, we're lost.
We can't be lost. We followed the king's instructions exactly. What did he say? Head to the deepest, darkest part of the woods.
Aye.
Past the sinister trees with those scary-looking branches.
Check.
Yeah, and there's that bush that's shaped like Shirley Bassey.
We passed that bush 3 times already.
Hey, you were the one that said you didn't want to...
Hi. I'm here to see the fairy godmother. I'm sorry she's not in.
Jerome, copy in a Monte Cristo, now!
Oh. Yes, fairy godmother. Right away. Look, she's not seeing any client today.
Yes, the images are extremely pixelated. The volume is all over the place with the sound quality. But you cannot deny how cool and innovative this was, that not only was this company able to acquire all these rights, but they were able to bring a home movie experience of sorts to your Game Boy Advance, and it's incredibly impressive for what the Game Boy Advance video was about to accomplish. My own history, I grew up watching these commercials. I grew up seeing this cool advanced feature, and my first ever experience with it was actually from Yu-Gi-Oh!, funnily enough, from the Battle City duel between Joey and Yugi. It was a cartridge that contained the last 2 parts of that duel, parts 3 and 4 respectively, from the anime. And I remember watching those episodes on repeat on my Game Boy Advance so much. While I could barely hear anything in the screen, you really couldn't have any good clear picture, given the fact that, again, you're cramming 2 TV episodes onto a Game Boy Advance cart. I still loved watching this thing, both as a Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan and having a portable experience on my Game Boy Advance. And in all honesty, it's just extremely nostalgic looking back on it. And how obscure this entire thing is, I still really enjoy this idea. It's extremely innovative, it works in some ways, and again, the price point wasn't too bad for it when it released. These carts even came with extra features like being able to pause it, fast forward the episode, slow it down. They went forth and put so much effort into a project that if you presented it to anybody today, you would feel like it would be doomed to fail. But it didn't. I think that this thing still works, despite the quality. Nostalgics, that concludes this retrospective, a brief retrospective, mind you, on the Game Boy Advance video. When I was looking into the history of this to kind of go over it for the video, I was surprised about how brief it really was. There isn't a ton of information out there about the development process of the Game Boy Advance video, other than the technical limitations, the properties available on it, and the partnership with Nintendo. Nonetheless, though, I'm glad I had the opportunity to talk about it in this video to, again, not only help preserve a cool part of gaming history, but hopefully introduce many new people to this idea that just completely took off back in the early 2000s. So, hopefully this encouraged some of you guys to go and research it, check it out, whatever. But if you guys did enjoy the video, please let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Do you guys want me to do more videos like this in the future where I kind of cover cool games or pieces of tech or something related to the gaming industry similar to what the Game Boy Advance video was? So let me know your thoughts and feelings on that in the comments, as well as the Game Boy Advance video itself. Did any of you guys actually use this thing? I'll be incredibly curious to see if any of you guys watched anything on it, or you enjoyed it, you didn't like it. Regardless of what your thoughts are, let yourselves be known. Let me know in the comment section if you guys remember this thing, because it's still pretty cool to this day. But let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section down below while I nerd out. Give the video a like if you guys did enjoy it, if you guys want to see more content like this in the future, and if you want to keep up with that content, subscribe to the channel to catch future gaming content, reviews, and everything else we do here. And until next time, guys, thank you once again for watching. This has been Ryan from the Nostalgia Factor saying, keep on gaming. And remember the legacies.